Welcome everyone, I'm Rodrigo Nascimento, Rocket.Chat CTO and co-founder, and your host on this podcast. On this weekly episodes, we talk about the news on the engineering areas from the past week, and I have with me today our AppsEng leader, Douglas Gilbert.
Hi everyone.
Our backend leader and co-founder, Diego Sampaio.
Hello there.
Our cloud leader, Aaron Ogle.
Hello, hello.
And our front-end engineer, Tasso Evangelista.
Hello, folks.
Our mobile leader, Mello.
Hey guys.
And the last but not the least, our omnichannel project manager, Renato Becker.
Hi guys. Hi everybody.
So let's start this week news and updates from those engineering areas. We have many things to share, and as always, going to start with the apps engine. So Doug, what do you have to tell to us?
Alrighty. So yeah, we've got a very complicated week last week with the scheduler API, but finally it's ready. And it's pretty neat. During this week, we're going to keep testing it and along with the release candidate. And we will work on some docs for the feature as well. Also, the apps compiler has been deployed to the marketplace API. So from now on, every app submitted will be compiled over there. There are still a few rough edges to work on, but we're good for this release as well. And yeah, we need to release the new version of the app CLI at some point during the week, because it is the one that supports the new apps compiler. And this week as well, we're going to start conversations around the permissioning system. We expect to be able to release it on the next version of Rocket.Chat, the first version of it. We're still working on scope, but hopefully we're gonna have some news next week for you guys. That's it.
Awesome. I have a question for you. Will all the apps
Please.
that are already on the Apps Engine marketplace there will continue working with the previews and the new Rocket.Chat versions?
Yes, we've had. Aaron can give you more details, but it has been compiled. All of them that are already there have been compiled. So the new version of Rocket.Chat will still will be able to download the compiled version. And we will still have the non-compiled source over there as well for the older Rocket.Chat versions that we'll still use in marketplace. So, yep, those are covered.
That's great. That's great. Thank you. So, Diego Sampaio, what do you have from the backend to share?
All right. I guess I would like to start saying that we usually have a release on the 20th every month, but this month we got it delayed a little bit to be able to deliver better quality features, mostly the ones related to the apps engine, but also on the new microservices as well. So we have been testing the new microservices architecture during the past week, and we have fixed a few issues with it, and we'll now include that on the release candidate as well. We are expecting to cut a release candidate by today, and yeah, it will be like we'll have a lot of fixes in the new infrastructure as well, with like many code changes to be tested during the release candidate phase. Along with that, we have also changed our that's something like interesting to mention, that it's the GitHub, the container registry. We were using the deprecated GitHub registry for containers, and now we change it to the new one that will take place in the future. But that will allow us to publish that will allow anonymous people to pull our Docker images as they are used to do on Docker Hub. So that's something that is good to everyone. Everyone will be able to test our Docker images hosted on GitHub Container Registry. And that's it, I think.
Yeah, great, thank you. I guess it's important to say that we are now generating Docker images, containers to almost any pull request, and storing that on GitHub registry. So now people will be able to test those pull requests easily. Before even us, we had to download that image and publish that to the Docker Hub repository, so you could pull that on our cloud to test on the cloud, or having a specific release for something that would be really harder to do. And now it's easier to everyone be able to test those images. It wasn't closed because we wouldn't like to share that, but we wouldn't like to pollute or having many images on our Docker Hub, and then we decided to use GitHub for that, and we had this drawback. But now it would be really nice to test new things and be able to run those pull requests. The only thing that's still not the best thing, we cannot build images for forked pull requests, because it requires environment variables to be able to submit those images, and unfortunately we cannot use those environment variables on forked pull requests for security reasons. I think that they even don't allow us to make that. On the other CI we're using, it was optional, so only pull requests from our team can generate images there. But yeah, one step at a time. So the other thing, I guess, is nice to say that this release will contain all the microservices that we are working until now, but it's focused on the monolith version. So we're going to test the monolith, including all those changes we made, and the Diego and all the rest of the team was working on hundreds of files. And the next release, we are going to make some more effort on top of make the microservices more production ready in terms of documentation, load testing, and things like that. So yeah, this release will be able to run as microservices, but it's like just a preview, and the monolith running that code is that what we're going to do a beta test. Right, move on. So cloud, Aaron, what do you have to share?
All right, I guess kind of a recap from last week. So the marketplace compiler worker is now actually in the marketplace, as Douglas was talking about. All the apps have been compiled. There have probably been a few alerts actually sent out about a compile failure. So if you're listening to this and you are an app developer, you can hop into like the Rocket.Chat apps channel on Rocket.Chat on Open, or maybe even post on the forum, and we can kind of help you out. I think we'll have more information to share on the common workarounds. Fortunately, there's very few that had a compiler error. I think it was it was a very small number, so I don't think a lot of people have issues. So I think another kind of a highlight from the previous week. We deployed a sponsorship service to help out with basically linking the if you sponsor on GitHub and you chose one of the tiers that had a push gateway increase, this little service will actually like link. You'll log into GitHub. It'll realize you have a you are a sponsor, and then you are able to actually link that to your workspace. So this kind of helps a lot from the operations and as well as kind of like the self-service aspect of this. Kind of along the same lines, the push cap, there's been a lot of progress, and going into this week, we actually are kind of a little bit ahead of schedule. So we actually expect to be able to deploy this into like a passive mode, so that we can actually double check performance and stuff. So that's always kind of a nice thing to be able to do. Kind of something else on the push gateway this coming week, we're going to be looking at like establishing plans or finishing out plans for bringing the gateway to EU. So right now it's kind of it's mostly in the US, and we want to actually make it kind of super easy for our European customers to actually keep their push very explicitly in EU. We'll have, I think and more information to share about this probably in the coming weeks. A couple kinks to work out in the compiler worker, also kind of as Douglas mentioned. But we should get those all squared away this week. The app CLI, I think we're going to be also helping work on with the apps team. There's a few things with the cloud service side we care about. The new version will ship the package JSON, which will help us with compiling using the correct version of the TypeScript the app depends on. And also the app account requirements will be there. It kind of was there before. It would accept the updates, and then if you didn't have an account, it kind of made you create an account through email. But this way, we're actually moving it kind of up front, and making it so that if you don't have an account, we kind of will help walk you through that right out the gate instead of kind of hacking it on there at the end. I think that's pretty much it for the cloud team.
Great, thank you. I guess this movement of the push gateway and be running it on Europe is a good thing as well. People that host their own servers there will love that. And
Absolutely.
yeah, even I don't know if everyone knows, but it's possible to run to enable a setting to send only the ID of the push notification. So even for people that are running on Europe, they can enable this setting if they are enterprise. It's an enterprise feature. You can enable that setting to send only the ID, and then the mobile apps is recently changed. The mobile apps then we request the content of the message directly from the server, so it doesn't pass through our server. That's another important thing that related to this privacy and security thing. Great. So this week, Gazo from the front end was unable to make this podcast, and Tasso is our engineering from the front end team. Is here to tell us about news on the front end. So Tasso, welcome. What do you have to share?
Okay, I guess I will be short this week because last week we had an update about the message auditing that we made some changes, and this week we basically fixed some issues remaining there, especially things with omnichannel support in the auditing process, and we have included a long-awaited fix to Internet Explorer 11 users. So now you can access the administration screen without any kind of issues or problems. We believe it was something related with third-party polyfill that we used, but now we believe that everything is stable enough. what we are almost ending this week. It's literally just waiting for a last review. Is a new and fresh and updated sidebar. We have some miscalculations in the way that we have implemented first time, because we forgot about how important it is for our community and our users, our customers, to customize the user interface as they wanted. So we have polishing how we use our current theming system to customize this new sidebar. I think everyone will enjoy the new look, and we expect that for those those who maintain Rocket.Chat servers, is going to be easy transition to this new experience. Also, in our effort to make the experience with our UI more lightweight, we are moving to some custom libraries that we have been working for a long time. The first move that we are making is a new and fresh event emitter library for the front end. So that's a minor highlight, but it's important for our for those who fork our project to pay attention to. We are looking for replacing the really great library Moment.js. It has been so grateful and awesome to provide us good internationalization for formatting for our dates and times, but there is a major hassle with Moment, that is how large it is. So we are looking for alternatives, more lightweight, and of course we are looking for a good alternative that there is fine to how people around the globe format, look at his own dates. And yeah, that's it. Minor, not really minor highlight, but it's important one for for those who waiting for news about how we are moving to a PWA progress web application. We received a good contribution now to how the sidebar works in the mobile. So you could expect a very nice experience with the sidebar at the next release. So we'll be there. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you. And yeah, this is a long-awaited improvement in the sidebar, and I'm willing to see this on this release, I hope. And yeah, improvements on the Internet Explorer for the old users or the corporate ones use this. We're probably going to deprecate Internet Explorer 11 maybe next year. I guess it's the end of the life of the Internet Explorer, as far as I know. And yeah, and unfortunately it's not easy to maintain those kind of old browsers. But yeah, let's see what happens. Great, thank you. Mello, what's happening on the mobile?
Not many news this week. We're still working on the F-Droid update. I think we can make it. We can finish it this week. We're also finishing the implementation of new threads on mobile. There's just a few things left, some polishing and integration tests. Later this week, we're going to update our branding on the stores, app icons, splash screen. There's also a lot of PRs to review and merge. Next week, the plan is to release 4.12 beta on the stores. This beta phase will last 1 week. and final release is happening on the next Monday, on November 9th. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, we are doing a kind of a rebrand. We are doing a rebrand of the Rocket.Chat brand, and all the teams are now, I guess, except by the probably backend team. We are changing the logos and other colors and things like that for this release. So the next releases of each product, so the mobile, the desktop, and the product itself, the Rocket.Chat server. So you're going to see new logos soon. We already have some in some places that we're change it, but the others are going to change as soon as possible. Yeah, now omnichannel, Renato, our product manager guy, what do you have?
Hi, Rodrigo. Yeah, I start talking about the live chat widget, one of the omnichannel entry points. So we have been adding important UI and UX improvements to the widget, such as we are now supporting rich messages and so on. But after the latest release, some issues came up. Most of them are emoji render stuff, emoji render related stuff. And the good news is that we fixed all of those high priority issues, as well as other minor issues reported by the community. And a new version of the widget has been released. So this new version is coming out with the next Rocket.Chat release. Talking about the product as a whole, some customers reported performance issues during the current development cycle. So it demanded our attention. But after looking into it, we figured out what was going on, and then we fixed the problem. So the plan is to release all of these improvements and fixes on the next Rocket.Chat release as well. And talking about our next steps and our plans, this week we're going to focus on the omnichannel admin area. Now that we have the new omnichannel admin written in React, we're gonna add some small improvements. We have some lists and views, and some views the users, they are not able to filter the data. So the idea is to use the same design pattern in all of those UI components. Yeah, so that's it.
Great, thank you. Yeah, I guess just good to reinforce what Jacob Sampaio said, that this release will be a little bit delayed, and we still didn't release the release candidate. Maybe it will go out today, maybe tomorrow, I don't know. But we have a lot of things going on this release, many big things like the microservices, the new sidebar, the removal of the TypeScript compiler from the apps engine, many big things that are requiring us a lot of tests and things to do. So the release candidate will be delayed a little bit, and probably, and I don't know, but there is a chance for the release candidate period to be a little bit bigger as well, because we need to test all those things and ensure it's working correctly, and before we have the final release. So yeah, once we have the release, probably next week, we'll know better the final date of the final release, but it can expect that at the beginning of the next month. I guess that's all. So thank you all for listening to this weekly podcast. This podcast is available as video and on YouTube, and audio on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and others. So, and thank you for the Rocket.Chat engineer team to make this possible. See you all on the next episode.